Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. I'm so excited to be here in the Pirate Broadcast, and we have Olivia here. How are you doing, Olivia?
I'm good. How are you, Russ?
Not too bad. It's been a minute since we had a conversation. I'm so excited to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's probably been too long, right?
Yeah, it probably has. You know, life gets busy, and you've had some amazing things taking place in life, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But I know, we're kind of both in the marketing arena, and right now is kind of a challenging time for. It's like, do I market? How much do I market? How do I market? And who do I market to? And, what kind of conversations can I have? And what kind of creative can I create?
Yeah.
There's all of these things that, there are no right answers. It's just a matter of building, our conversation around, and I like relationships. So
right.
I wanted to catch up with you and find out what you're doing, share with people what you're doing, and a little details in the background and what you're excited about these days. So it's like, and are you safe and healthy and all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah. So, healthy, everybody's been healthy. So I can't complain there. I think, I don't know if I was been slightly sheltered. I always feel like we're a little bit sheltered because we're not close to any major hubs. So I don't know, but I also don't I'm not really good at paying attention to statistics and understanding exactly where Iowa falls in the range. But I think we're pretty low in the range of everything that's going on across the country. So no, the kids are healthy. They're wild and crazy, but we're teaching as best as we can. Hopefully they're learning something over the next 2 months. Did I lose you?
Yeah, it's that.
Oh, are you back?
I'm back.
Okay.
One of the byproducts of being online and having everyone at home online is that the internet is doing what the internet is doing. And I actually went out yesterday. My sister, thank goodness, went out because Best Buy was only open until 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I hardwired my laptop to my internet.
Oh, yeah.
In hopes that it would produce better results. And so it's like, it's the internet. It's like I had the best possible connection I have.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So it's a little rough, right? I mean, the infrastructure is definitely overtaxed at this point. So yeah, we had to upgrade it at our house too, because it feels like 1 million devices on at any given time. So but we're all figuring it out, right? I think we're learning how to roll with the punches a lot better than we ever had to before in our lives.
Well, and resiliency is a big word that I really like to use, and being resilient and the ability to adapt, I think is really, and patience, empathy, all of these things that go along with it. It's like, whatever. It's like, we're going to just go with it, and do what we can. So
yeah. I mean, it's funny what would have seemed like such a huge deal, before what we would have classified as end of the world type scenario doesn't really factor into your thought process anymore. The perspective has shifted so much, which, I just don't think it's all bad.
I don't either.
I don't think anything can be all good or all bad.
No,
I just don't. I don't believe in those absolutes.
No.
Right or wrong. I guess I just don't.
So now you're working from home.
Yes.
Now, is that something new in your world, or is it typically that you would travel to an office and, commute and stay in traffic for a minute? What's the change? I mean,
in my prior life, yes, I was in an office or on the road almost every single day. When I took this new position, I went to work from home. Total CSR is based out of California. And I'm in Iowa. So that was part of the gig, was to go work from home. So that was an adjustment. And then obviously having now the kids in the house all day long has
Right.
been a pretty big shift. But yeah, so it was definitely an interesting transition to go from being in an office with a lot of people every single day and then, at home in a very quiet house, which is not quite so quiet anymore. But yeah. So it's, I try and prior to this pandemic, I would try and go work in a coffee shop once a week just to like be around people.
Yeah.
Just to be in the buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
get out once in a while, do something.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, you know what I realized the other day? Like I fill up my gas tank like maybe once every 5 weeks.
Yeah. I'm getting 3 weeks to the gallon.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that and the oil industry, I don't know what your gas prices are there, but
ridiculously cheap.
It's changed, it's evolved as well. So it's like, okay, what's happening there?
Yeah.
So as far as the marketing piece goes, you know that can take place anywhere. Your company's in California, you're in where are you located? You said
Dubuque, Iowa.
Iowa. Okay.
Not Idaho or Ohio. I'm in Iowa.
Yes. So it's kind of interesting to think about, okay, well, how can I actually share the message? And with online and media and digital and all of the things that we have, I mean, just like we're doing now, this, a few years ago, this wasn't possible. And
right.
now, I'm building a whole show around it. A lot of people, actually what's fascinating is that there's a lot of people that would normally be on television are now on Zoom.
Yep.
And so it's
Which
kind of,
I love. I think it's great.
Yeah, I love it too. And it's honest and open and, transparent and real life. That's what's real. If you wanted a real, what is it? Reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
This is it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think that it can be tough, right? We want to make sure that we're not being overly pushy or overly markety. I think that just making sure that you're looking at it the right way in terms of like, obviously we can do everything instantaneously, but you want to be sensitive. So just making sure that your message is either empathetic or it's humorous. Like this is going to provide some comic relief to people that are under stress. Like maybe this is going to make someone smile and laugh for a few minutes. I don't think it has to be like overly brandy, like you don't have to be pushing that stuff. And like, I'm coming into this world with like completely fresh eyes. I didn't have a history in marketing. This is like me, jumping in with both feet and learning so much on the go and on the fly. And so having this happen, a month into the job was just like, okay, now we have to just change what we thought we were going to do. We might need to revise this plan. And so I think you have to be willing to be flexible for one. Like
Absolutely.
If you thought you knew exactly what you're going to do in 2020, it probably changed a little bit now. And then, I think you just have to look at it through the right lens. Like if you think for a second that this might be taken the wrong way, or it feels too pushy, or this is going to really, like it's just tone deaf in the sense that this is going to rub somebody the wrong way because they're dealing with something else. I think then you take a pause and you divert a little bit. I think that we just have to be a lot more in touch with the humanness of our messages. And I think that when we do that, that allows for you to at least reach a person. And then, maybe that success doesn't really come to fruition for another 6 months when all of this starts to normalize a little bit. But I think just creating connection is probably the most important thing at this point.
I think creating connection, and that's a great point. And you bring up several, good concepts here, because adding value is never, there's not a downside to adding value to the conversation.
Right.
So, and right now, empathetic, comic relief, things like that are going to help and assist, at least think and help others think about how they can help and add value as well, I think is a good position to take.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important for us to understand that we can always add something to the table. that is going to bring value. It's like going to the, neighborhood, Friday Night Lights or something like that. It's like bring something to the party. Don't come empty handed here. It's like happy to be here. So we got some people in the room. Jill's here. Excellent.
Hi, Jill.
And then Gabriel says, hello, Jill Sullivan. So
hello, Gabriel. Oh my gosh. How fun is that?
Yeah. And then we got, Cross says, great state. Oh, perfect. Yeah. And then Gabriel's like, okay, good morning, fellow pirates and everyone. Good Friday. I love Olivia. And her Monday night video, she is so awesome.
So thanks, Gabriel. That's so sweet.
Yes. So I love these conversations, Olivia, and the fact that, you've put yourself out there and, it's taken a while. I'm sure that, it just didn't happen overnight. And the fact that you can actually create outreach, start conversations in a different way, I think is really important. So you've always been one that I've always been inspired by, as you add value in the conversation, you have those thoughts that you plant the seeds out there and you say, okay, here's an idea. Here's a thought that you can think about. And it's always nice to be able to do that. And that's what I enjoy most and it's that value that I think is important. So how are you presenting that in the business side of the equation in the insurance industry?
So, I think that, there's the personal side of it and there's the business side of it. And I think seeing how closely the two intersect, that people don't look at you as just a representative of the business. They're looking at you as an individual. And so there has to be consistency of messaging, but also knowing that I can add a certain amount of value as an individual. But then like from the business side of things, we really have taken this emphasis of like, how do we continue to add value? Because we know like everybody's revenue is tight, right? And you can't show up at people's doorsteps asking for money right now if they're in financial distress. Like it's just going to be an automatic turn off and the door's closed,
right.
Maybe to never reopen, because that's what they're going to remember from their initial experience with you. And so really our goal has just been to continue adding value. If there's a message that we can get out as a company, that makes sense with the brand and also lets people know that we're there to support them. Whatever, that may look like from the business side is probably going to vary from customer to customer or prospect to prospect. But we just want to continue putting good tools in their hands, and whatever we can just give them, whatever content we can continue to put in their hands, we're going to do that. And we ask for the feedback as well. Like, what do you want to see from us? What is it that we can help you out with? What resources do we have readily available that are going to help agencies continue to move their businesses forward in the right direction? So, I mean, whatever we can do to continue adding that value and not, it's not a sales pitch. It's really like, let's just help one another out right now.
Right.
That's really the goal that we've had in mind.
Well, and I think you personally have always been that way. You always created value. You've always brought it to the conversation. You've always put it out there in a way that's, approachable. It's easy to access and it's important to talk about. And adding that to your business, I mean, they couldn't have picked a better candidate for adding value. So I applaud you and appreciate all you do.
Yeah. Well, I was very lucky to go to work for people that are just, that's the way that they lead. That's the life that they live. It's not manufactured by any means at all. They are extremely authentic and empathetic and, transparent people in their own lives. And so it just, that's how they lead the company. And that's the expectation that they put on all of us as individuals.
But I want to make sure that we can share that concept and that idea with anyone that is fortunate enough to have the opportunity to share the pirate broadcast today is and catch you. And if you're just catching up or you're just watching the replay, Olivia is an amazing individual that you can connect with on LinkedIn. I'm sure that if you say Russ sent you and you wanted to learn more, she might answer your questions and connect with you. Just kidding. But it's really important for people to understand that we're all human. We're all here together. We're all going through the same thing, and we're all in different stages of acceptance or fear. Yep. And the biggest opportunity we have right now, I think, is more than anything is learning. The ability and the opportunity to take this time, and I've been a remote worker for years, so it's my schedule hasn't necessarily changed. My life has changed. Yeah, because you can't necessarily go out the way we used to, and do things, and go to the coffee shop, and hang out for a little while and meet people. However, intuitively, there's a lot of things that I think about. It's like, okay, well, I would like to learn something new, or I'd like to improve the skills I have. And I think, you changing up and becoming a person in marketing, and all of a sudden you're dropped into this equation where you have to absorb a lot of information and think about things differently, even from a marketing perspective. Yeah. So how have you approached that? How have you tackled that learning curve and that exercise of, okay, thinking outside the box?
Yeah. So I think, it's been tough when you go from a job that you had for 15 years where you knew everything, and then you jump into a world where you know nothing. It's been, for one, I think it was me like stepping outside of like that. You can either like just fill yourself up with self-doubt. Like, I should know this, I should be able to figure this out, which is where I sat for a little while. And then realizing I'm not moving forward. In fact, I'm standing still or possibly moving backwards in these moments. And I have to stop doing this. And fortunately, like the people I work with are amazing coaches. Like, absolutely go to work for people that are going to coach you and help you grow. Like, it's imperative, especially when you're jumping into something where you're like a fish out of water. And so like, you're not going to learn to swim through that if you don't have somebody that's guiding you through really well. And they've just been so patient and understanding. But I mean, it's like, if I can take a course online, if there's YouTube videos I can watch, like it is a constant consumption thing. For me, it's like, okay, if I'm going to connect these dots, I need to then take this information and go apply it. Like, it all has to be very practical. So yeah, I mean, you have to be open to the idea that you don't know it, but you have to want to know it. Yeah. So for me, it's just, I had to kind of get outside of my head, and that, I don't know, that self-centeredness that wanted to just like creep in and, and scream words of self-doubt to myself. And just be like, hey, like, I'm lucky enough to have people in my life that are patient and understanding and want to see me succeed. If you're willing to learn and you have good people that want you to do well, then I feel like then you're unstoppable. And like, I'm never going to know it all. And marketing strategies are going to change so much probably in the next 12 months. Like, it's going to be a constant process of learning. We're never done learning. If you decide that you're done learning, well, you might as well just like stop living. Yeah. So it's like, this has been an incredible professional lesson for me, but also a life lesson. Like, I can't know it all and I can't do it all. And being able to admit that and ask for help, that may be the biggest lesson that I've learned in all of this. That, nobody expected me to be perfect when I showed up on the job. That was an expectation that I put on myself. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was just getting outside of my own head. And I have to talk myself through that process every morning. But yeah, I mean, God, I just feel so lucky, It's like, I didn't know what I still don't know what I'm doing. Right. But we're figuring it out together. It's a team environment, which is, and not only that, Russ, there are so many people, if you network well, sincerely and authentically, you do get to connect with people that are always like willing. They put their business card out there digitally and say, if you need something, you call me. And I am so lucky to have those people that I can be like, okay, this is where I'm headed with this. What do you think? And they may have anywhere from like 2 to 20 years of experience in marketing, and they can be like, this is why I think it works. This is why I don't think it works. And just the honesty and, just that willingness, that giving, that generosity, it's incredible connection and community. And, I mean, I don't know, like if I could give the whole world a hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're not islands. We're not, it's not just me. I can't do any of this on my own. Our lives take villages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and more important than that, I think you nailed it, is that the generosity of others to help it's really important to understand that it's available, and sometimes we're really hesitant to be vulnerable enough to ask for help. And I think it's important for us to understand that we all need help at some time in our lives, and we have to be able to be willing and open enough to ask for it, because there are people out there that really are willing and able to help and have no hesitation whatsoever, to assist in this process, whatever it happens to be, And it's like Jill Sullivan says, yeah, that sounds familiar. It's like, we've had that conversation. It's really important for us to understand that people are out there waiting to help. They're helpers everywhere.
Yep.
And, look for the helpers, because they are out there, and we're going through this challenging time in history. We're all, going through this together, and
we're learning on the fly.
And it's like, okay, well, some people, there's so much information out there that half of it's going to be wrong.
Right. At least.
So what do? Well, you do your own research, and you do the analysis, and you find out where you fit in your own life, and you do what you can with what you have.
Yeah.
And you could, and I think attitude, I think mindset, I think, a lot of people talk about that, but I think it's really important to understand that, have a little patience with ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes you get into that perfectionist mode where, like you said,
yeah,
I wanted, I want to know everything. It's like, well, it's a process, right? It's like how musicians practice. It's why musicians practice, it's like, okay. So where do you see, as you evolve through this, adding value to the community? And, we don't know where this is going to end. We don't know how long it's going to take. And it's really kind of like open-ended. So where are you in terms of setting in your mind and in your mind's eye and what you're going to go through next, and help add value? So what's the process for you, Olivia?
Yes. For me, it's a constant stream of like content creation. Like, what can I do? I'm learning to write so much more. Like, I spend most of my days writing, which I love, but I also had, like, these were muscles that hadn't been exercised for a long time. So I'm hoping like that fluidity starts to just get a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, just, making sure that whatever I'm producing is on target with the need of the community. Being willing to ask for that feedback and make sure that we're staying in touch with our customer, and that we're, not producing something that isn't helpful to them. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just a matter of like keeping open lines of communication with the people that we really want to reach, the people that we really want to impact and bring value to. And, we just want to continue helping, and and like I said, I mean, that's a desire that's in my heart. And I know that, the people I work for feel the same way. And so it's amazing to see that cohesive mindset between all of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, just a lot of writing. I just am going to keep plugging away at this keyboard, and, the the podcast will continue. And yeah, so I mean, just all sorts of fun. And then hopefully, in the next 3 or 4 months, I get to see people again. Because I like to be around people if I can.
Yeah. Yeah. I am kind of an ambivert, I can be in networking and I can be engaged and I've built large networks in the past, and it's like large communities and had meetings every week and, brought speakers in and done all of these activities. And it's like, I can stay home as well. And it's like, so I'm kind of on the fence, but right now it's like, I would like to just go out to a nice restaurant and have a meal. And it's like, I'm not going to happen right now. So it's like, okay. However, I do have an advice. It's like, there are still restaurants that are working for takeout. And, if you can support your local restaurants once in a while, please do so. Cause we're all working to get through this. So.
Yeah. And I would say like one of my favorite things, once a week, we do order delivery here. We don't have a lot that will deliver out to our house, but we have a few. But I love that these people are bringing me my food. Okay. Like it makes me so happy and they're always so friendly about it. I'm like, if I had to deliver food to people, I don't know if I would be like, that's maybe not my calling in life, but they're always so good about it. But like, leave a card for the delivery person. Like I don't even know how old he was probably much older than he looked, but his face lit up when he saw the card. Like we're standing on opposite sides of my, the glass door in the front of the house. And, his face just lit up when he saw the card. And, I was like, tip generously if you can. Like these people are hustling hard right now to make sure that everybody else is taken care of. And the more that we can do, be generous within your means, but certainly be as generous as you can. I mean, we all have to pull together right now. And so I love being able to provide that support. And I know my kids I feel like they're getting a little spoiled with food delivery, but at the same time, I'm like, this is our perk and it helps somebody else out. Everybody wins in that equation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I just love the fact that we were able to connect and catch up and share a few ideas. Jill Sullivan, I love you.
Aww.
So it helps so much. So awesome.
I love you too, Jill.
So, and also she had a question that was really great. So what's your workout routine? You're a beast with health.
Yes. Okay. So I'm an early workout person, usually between 5 and 5:30 in the morning, but I'm either running. So I try and run 3 days a week. And then I spin and do weights the other days of the week. Okay. So yeah, I love cross training. Absolutely love it. So, but I have to do it early in the morning. It's what pumps me up, gets me going, gets my blood flowing.
That's fantastic. I like going out late at night and go for a bike ride because where I am, there's no traffic. It's like,
there's no traffic anywhere right now.
Yeah. It's like, so I'll go out there and just clear my head and just go ride for a few miles and, just get out and it's supposed to be 105 next week here in Arizona. So
what?
Yeah.
It's going to be like 55 here. Like that's insane.
I'll send you some heat, Olivia.
Please do. I need sun and heat. Like I need to lay outside and absorb some rays.
Oh man. Yeah. It's I don't know. The desert's going to heat up here anytime now. So it's supposed to be 100 this weekend. So it's like, this is way too This is way too soon. This is way too soon. But I do want to give a shout out to all the people that have joined us today. Darren, Vicky O'Neill, gas prices are super cheap here, $1.29. So we were talking about gas prices. Holy cow. That's crazy. Arcot, it's crazy here. Oil, petrol, highest on the globe. Crazy. I don't know. It's insane to see what the variety around the world is. Vicky, love seeing people who are on TV normally and are streaming. So, now streaming in their homes. Yeah, reality TV is all over So
Jimmy Fallon is like my favorite person.
yeah, it's like, holy cow. And Steve Sullivan, we know Steve Sullivan.
Steve.
You have to visit there. I had a lot of fun with Olivia last year, so he's
we sang by the church bells.
fantastic. And then Jeff Young is here. He's like joining late, but I made it here. Good morning, Russ and Olivia. So
Good morning, Jeff.
Thank you so much for being here. Kenyatta just got here too. Woo!
Hello.
Thank you. Fred Costa's in the house. Rethinking company. Now is the time to rethink company strategy. I don't disagree with that. I don't. Mm-hmm. And Joseph, good morning, Russ and Olivia. Thank you for being here. Sima, good morning. Bernie, jumping on a little late, but happy Friday. We can all use a hug. So
yes. Happy Friday. I am sending all the virtual hugs I can send.
All the virtual hugs out there. So, and I know that there's a few more, but I just want to thank you so much, Olivia. And I know it's been a long time coming, and it's been really strange for me because I've been incredibly fortunate to be busy, and my life has been busy. And, I do have work and, I have clients, and because I work remotely, it's my life hasn't necessarily been impacted as much as others. And so I just, I'm humbled by the opportunity to have conversations like this and share information with others that are somewhat uplifting and, keeping the awareness alive about we are in this together, have a little empathy, give yourself permission to, learn something new and do something new and think differently. And I think it's all important for us to really generate that feeling and that share that with others as well, as much as possible.
I think that there's no way that we don't come out of this different people, but I do think this is a powerful time for us to become better people.
Yes.
Better humans that just, we deploy more love into the world than we ever had before. I think there's so many good things that can come out of this. So
it's an opportunity for us to improve who we are and understand, and also I think remove some of the burden that we've carried along the way of the expectations of what we have to do and what we need to be. So let's just think about that and enjoy and appreciate everything else in our lives so we can have a better future. So
yes, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Olivia. I really appreciate it. Happy Friday. Have a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend.
Yes, you as well. Enjoy the heat.
Yeah. Well, enjoy is a word to describe it. Yes.
I don't even know if I'd go running in that heat.
I'm good with 76. I'm good with 76. I like 76 with the cool breeze.
I got 55 with rain and a cool breeze.
Well, that's some days that's a good. Well, and I lived in Seattle. That was like normal weather.
Every day.
That was good. That was good weather. So, well, thank you so much, and all of those people out there that are listening in, catching up, listening to the replay. Love you all, and kindness is cool. Smiles are free, and you enjoy the day. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.